precisely 6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. President meets Commonwealth Secretary-General Patricia Scotland. The Prime Minister says Parliamentary Budget offers a mechanism to cut down on waste. Aswasma program needs 208 billion rupees from next month. 10 days for those not in welfare benefits to appeal. The export income from export crops was $1.1 billion last year. Bread shortage reduced by 10 rupees. Enhanced dengue control program implemented in Western Province. News overseas, cruise race to find Titanic sub lost in vast North Atlantic. In sports, soccer, Scotland overcome a rain delay and Georgia as Euros loom. We move on to news in detail now. First off, local news. It is estimated that 208 billion rupees will have to be spent for Aswasama's social welfare benefits program to be implemented from next month. Acting Finance Minister Shehan Semasinghe said this at a special press conference held yesterday afternoon at the Finance Ministry. He added that the government will get the money required for this Aswasama purpose from foreign multilateral institutions, including the World Bank, and give it to the public. Semasinghe also said that in addition to continuous welfare benefit payments, new programs will be implemented through the Social Empowerment Ministry with more attention to create an empowered people's society as much as possible. Acting Minister Semasinghe also said that President Ranil Wickremesinghe, as the Finance Minister, has already given instructions that all relevant parties, including the Samruddhi Authority, should work to produce as many empowered persons as possible. He said the government will also take steps to update the Aswasama social welfare benefit payments for 3 years from this year onwards. President Ranil Wickremesinghe met the Commonwealth Secretary-General Patricia Scotland yesterday during his visit to the UK and discussed the digitisation programs with the Commonwealth. He also shared his strategies for addressing climate change and explored the potential involvement of the Commonwealth in these efforts. The discussion also focused on improving the bilateral ties with Commonwealth countries and share experience between the countries. All Ireland Bakery Owners Association yesterday announced that all bakery products, including bread and buns, will be reduced by 10 rupees. Association President N.K. Jayawardena said that the new price revision is effective from midnight yesterday. He added that the association's executive committee made this decision yesterday morning. Jayawardena said that his association gave a promise to the public that prices of bakery products will be reduced if eggs are provided to them at 35 rupees each. Quote, "We have to keep this promise, whatever issues faced by us," unquote. A stock of medicine worth of over $39 million was donated to the Ministry of Health through Helpline Lanka yesterday. This was handed over to the Minister of Health Kehelia Rambukwala by the US Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Julie Chung. The stock contains medicines for allergies, cholesterol, anesthesia, arthritis, diabetes, and painkillers. Addressing the gathering, Minister Rambukwala expressed his sincere thanks to all the countries that came forward to support Sri Lanka in need. He recalled how they provided assistance to the island even before the economic crisis at the outbreak of corona pandemic. He further added that priority will be given to clearance of the donated medicine from the customs. Meanwhile, Ambassador Shang emphasized that the USA would be glad to provide more support and donations to Sri Lanka in the future. In the meantime, the export income from export crops was $1.1 billion last year. The export agricultural sector has shown improvement in its performance last year. The Agricultural Ministry has provided sufficient fertilizers at a lower rate. The farmers were happy with the government's provision to support the development of the export agriculture sector. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news. We continue with more stories here at home. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the Parliamentary Budget Office, which is accountable to Parliament, will enable all groups, including parties, to resolve the practical problems faced in the implementation of Article 148 of the Constitution, which states that Parliament has financial control. He said this while participating in the debate on the second reading of the Parliament Budget Office Bill in Parliament yesterday. The Prime Minister said that the enactment of this draft will make it possible to analyse the budget presented to Parliament in depth to find out whether it is going astray, to undergo a post-examination of the estimates, and to check the accuracy of the figures. It was emphasized at the committee meeting held that the Anti-Corruption Bill contains provisions to convict a private sector entity committing an offence of bribery, which is a history first, as it was previously limited to public entities only. Accordingly, a specified business enterprise is defined in Section 5 of the Sri Lanka Accounting and Auditing Standards Act No. 15 of 1995 shall be subjected to conviction upon committing any offence under said bill once enacted. The said was taken into discussion at the Sectoral Oversight Committee on Just and Law-Abiding Society held yesterday in Parliament, chaired by WDJ Senaviratna. Moreover, the bill also includes provisions to recruit specialists from specified fields for the purpose of investigation, not limited to police officers. Members of the Sectoral Oversight Committee on Just and Law-Abiding Society were of the view that certain provisions of the bill require amendments to best serve the intention and purpose of the bill. That's local news for the moment.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Acting Finance Minister Shehan Semasinghe stated that those whose names were not included in the list of beneficiaries of social welfare benefits have been given a period of 10 days from yesterday to file objections and appeals. The acting finance minister said this while explaining the future process of the new program implemented by the Welfare Benefits Board so that the beneficiaries will receive benefits directly into their bank accounts from next month. He, who joined a special press conference held yesterday at the Finance Ministry Auditorium afternoon, themed "If there is a mistake, to correct it." He unveiled the list of those eligible to receive welfare benefits. The acting finance minister, who further commented the present government introduced a formal and transparent national program to select the beneficiaries of social welfare benefits in our country, which should have been done for a long time but was not implemented. This is an enactment of the Welfare Benefits Act No. 24 of 2002. Accordingly, henceforth, all social welfare benefits will be in the name of Aswasma scheme, which covers all the groups who have received the Samruddhi subsidy so far and who needs the main government subsidy.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On Watchlight, a comprehensive program has been established to conduct regular inspections of institutions and premises for dengue control in the Western Province. The program recommended by the Dengue Control Western Provincial Subcommittee aims to mitigate the spread of dengue fever and was appointed by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Under this initiative, specific inspection days have been assigned for different types of establishments. Private schools, government schools, preschools, private educational institutions, and higher educational institutions such as universities and Pirivan will be inspected every Monday. Construction sites will be examined on Wednesday, factories on Tuesdays, other private institutions on Thursdays, and other government institutions on Fridays. Additionally, houses, gardens and religious shrines will undergo inspections on weekends, with houses and gardens on Saturdays and religious shrines on Sundays. Institutions requiring inspections on different days are encouraged to inform the Office of the Responsible Medical Officer of Health for necessary arrangements. That's on Watchlight. Moving on to World News headlines. Crews race to find Titanic sub lost in vast North Atlantic. Honduras prison violence, at least 41 killed in women's jail riot. Ukraine war, push to rebuild economy starts with UK's $3 billion. World news in detail. Search and rescue crews are racing under challenging conditions to locate a submersible vessel that had been exploring the wreckage of the Titanic before it went missing in the Atlantic Ocean, a United States Coast Guard official says. Captain Jamie Frederick told reporters on Tuesday that the U.S. Coast Guard and Navy, the Canadian Military and Coast Guard, and the vessel's parent company, Ocean Gate Expeditions, are working under a unified command to conduct the search. At least 41 people have been killed in a riot at a women's prison in Honduras yesterday. It is understood that a fight broke out between rival gangs, after which one gang set a cell alight. Officials say the fire caused the majority of the deaths, but some of the victims were shot. The country's Deputy Security Minister, Julissa Villanueva, has declared a state of emergency and promised to crack down on the violence. Finally, on world news, Ukraine's economy will need external help for many years to come, a senior World Bank official has told. The war-torn country also has a lot of potential to turn a lot of its assets into economic opportunity and recovery, according to Anna. The managing director for operations was talking before a major international conference in London on rebuilding Ukraine's economy. That's on world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Vacancies for women from Desha Sri Lanka for housemaids in Kuwait, Oman and Saudi Arabia for ages 23 to 58 years. Contact number 037 7500 500.
Qatar Airways introduces its fifth daily frequency to and from Colombo effective from the 22nd of June 2023. The additional frequency will offer connectivity to over 160 destinations worldwide. At present, Qatar Airways handles approximately 21,000 passengers per week at Bandaranaike International Airport. Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Private Limited is happy to facilitate the increase in frequencies of Qatar Airways, which contributes to the development of the country.
Vacancies for women from Desha Sri Lanka for housekeepers, home cooks, caretakers and home nurses in Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia and Singapore for ages 23 to 57 years. Salaries starting from 156,000 rupees. Interviews with foreign agents are now on. Come whether you have a passport or not. Branches, Colombo, Kurunagala, Anuradhapura and Matara. Contact number 037 500 500.
On sports, soccer. A 90-minute rain delay was not enough to knock swaggering Scotland off their stride towards Euro 2024 as Georgia was swept away at Hampton. The European Championship qualifier was halted by referee Istvan Watt immediately after Callum McGregor slammed the Scots into a 6th-minute lead in near farcical conditions in Glasgow.
Go ekaktiana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena danga pugina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Air Seychelles, the national airline of the Republic of Seychelles, will be launching direct flights between Seychelles and Colombo. The operations will commence from June 21, 2023, with twice-weekly flights. The airline will operate these flights every Wednesday and Sunday. The airline began long-haul services in 1983 and is one of the main drivers of tourism in Seychelles, the co-pillar of the national economy.
Business News sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekaktiana youth ekata life eke change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena danga pugina habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
And on economic news, the government has decided to extend the lease period of the regional plantations companies, with said State Minister of Plantation Industries Lohan Ratwat yesterday. He said that the time frame of the lease period is yet to be decided, but it would be long term. The RPCs were introduced in 1992 for a period of 50 years, and the companies still have over 20 years of the current lease to expire. However, we are making this announcement well in advance so that the plantation companies should have a clear policy well in advance to plan their future strategies.
Weather report.
The Met Department says several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamu central and northern provinces and in the Gaul, Mathura and Puttalam districts. A few showers will occur in the north central province and in the Kurunagal district. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in Ampara and Batikla districts during the evening or night. This weather report was published this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That's the weather update, and before we wind up this bulletin of news, back to the headlines. President meets Commonwealth Secretary-General Patricia Scotland. The Prime Minister says Parliamentary Budget offers a mechanism to cut down on waste. Our Swasama program needs 208 billion rupees from next month. 10 days for those not in welfare benefits to appeal. The export income from export crops was $1.1 billion last year. Bread shortage reduced by 10 rupees. Enhanced dengue control program implemented in the Western Province. News overseas, crews race to find Titanic sub lost in the vast North Atlantic. In sports soccer, Scotland overcome rain delay and Georgia as Euros loom. With that, we conclude the morning bulletin of news.